Hello and welcome to another painting video. In this video, I'll be painting a very well-known piece of 40k scenery, the Bastion. This stalwart kit was quite popular back in the day and is unfortunately not for sale anymore. Why, I actually have no idea because it looks very cool. But I had this piece for years and I've never painted it until now. Let me show you how I painted this Bastion. I sprayed the scenery piece black ages ago so I could start right away, after a very good dusting. I first covered the entire scenery with Caliban Green. I'm using the airbrush here for speed, but of course you can do all these steps with a normal brush. Over the previous layer I spray on Kabalite Green. I don't cover the entire scenery anymore, just keep it on an angle. On the spots I want to be brightest, I spray Sons of Horus Green. This gets you a nice desaturated green building. Finally, I cover the entire building with Agrax Earthshade to dirty it up a little bit. There will be more weathering in the final step. This gives a nice base for the building, but the Agrax Earthshade did darken the color by a lot. I will fix this with a lot of dry brushing in the next step. First, I dry brush Kabalite Green on the building. I don't go over literally everything as I want the darkened base coat showing through. I do the same with a Sons of Horus Green dry brush. I focus more on the actual edges and make sure my previous dry brush is still showing through as well. I dry brush Krieg Khaki on only the edges of the building. I do a very rough dry brush which gives some additional texture, and this will help it sell as a damaged building. I brought back some of the original colors, but the building looks a lot worse for wear now. All the details on this model will either be metal or brass, which I will paint now. This step was the most time consuming. I paint all the metal details with Iron Warriors. Especially the trim around the building took up some time. I also painted the upper level completely metal. Any brass details are painted with Screaming Bell. This also to keep it in line with my previous scenery piece. All the metal is shaded with loads of Nuln Oil. And the brass is shaded with Seraphim Sepia. I dry brush Gehenna's gold on the brass parts to make it look a little bit more golden. I highlight both with Canoptek Alloy. I do this with a very rush dry brush technique. No need to be that secure when painting a building, right? These details really add a lot. I personally like the trim going around the building. Now for the last step, it's on to weathering. With a big piece of foam, I'm stippling a Rhinox Hide on the entire building. This is the foundation of the battle damage and dirt. I do the same with Doombull Brown. Make sure the foam is not overloaded so you get some very nice random patterns on your scenery. I end with a stippling of Skrag Brown to further highlight the battle damage. Finally, I'm using a pigment powder called Burnt Umber by Greenstuff World. I add a little water, which creates a textury goop that I can put down on all the surface where dirt and grime would accumulate on the building right in the middle of a war zone. And we're done. And here we have an Imperial Bastion after a fun little shell shock. I really like this building and it's a shame GW doesn't sell it anymore. I actually substituted this model for a Necron monolith back in the day. I totally forgot about it, and in turn 3 discovered that my 200 point model was still in its original place. I did manage to kill one guardsman with it, so yeah, not great. I'm sure he'll do better as a stationary piece of scenery. Stay tuned as I'm preparing videos on a brand new World Eaters army for 40k. Get those skulls ready. In the meantime, be sure to check out my Instagram, where I post pictures of current projects and behind the scenes stuff. But for now, thanks for watching.